For week 2 of Sensory Scientist, we're going to be exploring matter and the states of matter. Keyword, matter. Matter is anything that takes up space in the universe. Keywords, states of matter. Matter comes in 3 classic Newtonian states. Solid, where it takes up a specific shape and you can't move through it. Liquid, where the shape is more fluid and you can move through it but not easily. And gas, where you can move through it very easily and it takes up all the space that it's given. In order to explore the states of matter, we're going to make a substance that doesn't quite fit into the 3 classic Newtonian states. We're going to make Oobleck, a non-Newtonian substance. This is something that acts a little bit like a solid and a little bit like a liquid. Keyword, Newtonian substance. A Newtonian substance is a substance that fits into one of those 3 states of matter we discussed earlier. A non-Newtonian substance, like Oobleck, is a substance that does not fit into one of those categories neatly. Oobleck only needs a few ingredients: cornstarch, water, and a knife. You'll notice I pre-measured out my cornstarch into the container. This is a ½ cup. I like to pre-measure out my cornstarch before I arrive at my school site because it can make quite a mess. That's also why I like to bring a roll of paper towels whenever I'm doing a messy project. Trust me, your school site will thank you. I also have some food coloring. Today I have yellow, but feel free to bring all sorts of colors for your students to choose from. To make Oobleck, you start by adding water to the cornstarch. I like to do about a ¼ cup of water or a 4-second pour. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to need to add a little bit more later. This is also when I'm going to add my food coloring, which acts both to make my Oobleck look awesome and also to help your students figure out when their Oobleck is thoroughly mixed. Once it's all the same color, it's mixed all the way through and you have a homogeneous mixture. Then you can take a knife or a craft stick, and the key to Oobleck is because it's a non-Newtonian substance, you never want to stir it. That's a good way to make a mess in a hurry. You always want to slice straight across like you're cutting a cake. At some point, you as the instructor will have to come around and flip everybody's Oobleck to make sure that the water's getting all the way to the bottom. Remind your students this is an adults only move because it's a really good way to make a mess in a hurry. So I'm just going to use my knife to pull up the bottom of my Oobleck. Just flip it gently. Then I'm going to keep cutting until that color gets all the way through. Great. So my Oobleck's all mixed. You can see the trick is to when you get it on your knife, it should stay on, but drip off in chunks like that. Now, with your finished Oobleck, I like to do just a few tests. The first test is the swirl test. Have your students keep their Oobleck flat on the table and swirl it around gently. You can ask them at the end of each of these tests, does it look like a liquid or a solid? The next test is the tap test. Have each of your students take one finger and on the count of 3 tap the top of their Oobleck 3 times fast. And then you can ask them, does it feel like a liquid or a solid? Their answer has likely changed. The third test is have them take that same pointer finger and put it to the bottom of their Oobleck very slowly, like they're sinking into quicksand. And then the 4th test is to pull their finger out as quickly as they can. Be careful because often the Oobleck will leave the table. The 5th and final test is the pet test, where you can have your students lightly pet the surface of their Oobleck to see how it feels. At the end of the lesson, students can take home their Oobleck by closing it up in a deli container and writing their name on the top with a Sharpie. Depending on the age of your group, you may want to write your name for them. And Oobleck will last up to a few weeks as long as they keep it in the refrigerator.